don't know where I left.
Hello, everyone virtually who is taking a good Friday break like I want to. Haha. But you know what? We're going to do some mystery science now. This is actually Miss Bev's little specialty. She likes, oh, not this one. No, that's not the one I want. I wanted this one. I think some of you guys might have actually done this one already.
I don't recall that one.
Um, no.
Oh, okay, that's perfect then. How do polar animals survive in the cold? And Miss Bev likes penguins. That's why I mentioned Miss Bev.
Hmm.
Let me share my sound. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Zahar.
Hi, Doug. We're gonna say hi, Doug, one more time. One, two, three. Hi, Doug.
Doug and Zahar.
Right.
I have a question for you. How do polar animals survive the cold?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Maybe you visited or even live in a really cold place, a place that has freezing temperatures or
Just like San Diego,
Mhm.
freezing temperatures, especially in the mornings.
Like that right now.
snow, or maybe even blizzards. If you have, then you know it can be really hard to stay warm sometimes.
That's how I feel in the mornings here. Have my little heater on.
Our body is always giving off some warmth, but in cold places, all that cold air is taking heat away from your body faster than your body can keep you warm. In fact, on some days, even our jackets aren't enough to keep the heat in to keep us warm. Now imagine having to survive outside in the freezing snow with no jacket, no gloves, not even a winter hat. Well, for the animals who live in the areas surrounding the North
Oh, he looks so cold. Poor buffalo.
and South Poles, that's exactly what they have to do every day. And it isn't easy. The polar regions are the coldest places on Earth, where temperatures can fall to 90 degrees below zero. How cold is that exactly?
Have you been in that? What's the coldest you've been in?
Negative 49.
Negative 4. And what about you, Mrs. Handy? What's the coldest you've been in?
I don't recall because I was like 5 years old. I lived in Mexico for a year and it was snowing there. So it was not a very, it was just a small amount of snow, but enough to make snowballs. And yeah. So I couldn't tell you. Probably 30.
Yeah, I've probably been only in like 20, 30 degrees. So not as cold as Miss Nita's been in.
It's
Where
a different kind of cold.
where were you, Miss Nita?
I was in Alaska.
Alaska. Wow. Lucky you.
I love it there. I'd totally live there.
Maybe someday, Miss Nita.
Mhm.
Well, at temperatures like that, you or I would have trouble surviving for even 10 minutes. So, how do these animals do it?
Aw.
Before I say anything more, I'm curious. How do you think polar animals stay warm? Now would be a good time to pause the video and discuss.
I think I know, but I want to know if you guys know. So we're gonna wait 10 seconds and we're gonna let you answer. Go ahead. Okay. I liked your answer. If I heard it. Mrs. Hinch, do you have any idea? Or Miss
I
Nita?
think their skin might be a little thicker and maybe their blood runs warmer. I don't know.
What do you think, Miss Nita?
I think there's they call it a blubber.
Yeah, maybe some
layer?
extra fat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Blubber. Let's see. I think we're maybe a combination of both. Let's see.
Oh, and fur.
Oh, and you know,
Yep.
the furs together tight.
Okay, you ready? When discussing this question, a lot of you may have thought of fur. And you're right. Polar animals like Arctic foxes do have a lot of fur.
Oh.
Their fur acts like a jacket, keeping the cold air from touching their skin and trapping a warm layer of body heat around them.
Mrs. Hinch, I'm gonna mute you just for the video playing portion. So when you speak, unmute yourself. I think we're hearing a little bit of feedback when we play the video. So just unmute yourself when you talk. When you talk, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself too, just to be safe.
But just like wearing a jacket isn't warm enough for us sometimes, Having a coat of fur isn't warm enough for polar animals either. It's just too cold out there. So polar animals have to rely on a lot more than just fur. Like, check out this walrus. You notice how its skin looks kind of wobbly when it moves? That's because of blubber, a thick...
Oh, Miss Nita, you said blubber. It's
Yep.
kind of sad though when you say, notice how the skin moves. No, it's blubber.
layer of fat on their bodies that actually acts like a super warm blanket. A lot of polar animals, like walruses and polar bears, need that blubber to keep freezing air and icy cold water from stealing the heat from their bodies. Now, you would think that staying warm is the hardest part of living in the polar regions. But surprisingly, scientists have discovered that for polar bears and walruses, staying cool is the real challenge. Really? Yes. It turns out that having all that fur and blubber works a little too well. Like, have you ever tried running around with a super warm jacket on? It can get pretty hot. That's what it's like for these animals. If they run too much or do too much physical work, they'll overheat. If you've ever noticed that it seems like these animals do a lot of just lounging around, this might explain why. Now, you might know that some polar animals don't even have fur at all, like these emperor penguins. Maybe you've never looked closely at these animals before, but let's have a look up close. Notice something?
What do you notice, Mrs. Hinge?
Well, they don't have like the thick fur, but maybe it's thicker than it looks. I see their fur
Yeah, the feathers are really close together.
or their feathers. Is that what they are? It looks like fur to me. Yes.
It does look like her.
Yeah, it's so close together probably.
Those are actually feathers on them, not fur. They are birds after all. Emperor penguins live near the South Pole, the coldest place on Earth. So when it comes to keeping warm, they have to get a little creative. Notice how they're huddling in a huge group? What's going on here? These emperor penguins are huddling so that they don't freeze. The penguins on the inside of the huddle are protected from the icy winds by the wall of penguins on the edges. Now, you might be thinking, that's not really fair to the penguins on the outside of the huddle. But don't worry, penguins have that problem covered. They take turns so that each one of them gets a chance to stay warm on the inside. Now, standing on the ice all day, even in a huddle, would be freezing. Just think of how cold your feet would be. But a penguin's body has a solution for that too. See how they're leaning back on their heels?
What do you think their heels have to do with anything? Maybe it's more padded or something on their their
Yeah, I was
heel.
gonna say they might have a certain like a coating on their heels.
I can see that.
I don't know.
My feet are still cold when I try to walk on my heels on the concrete floor.
Yeah, but you also get pedicures and stuff like that, so they take off all the extra skin and whatnot, right? So
And then they keep their babies warm as well when they put their flaps up, I guess.
so you saying they step on their babies? I'm just kidding.
No, their babies already- did you see where they carry their babies down low on their pouch?
Yeah, I
And
was
then-
just
On
kidding.
their feet.
Yeah. So when they put their feet up, maybe that gives them a little shelter. I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't know. Let's see.
And holding their toes up, the less of their bodies that touch the ice, the warmer they'll be. But what about the really small polar animals? Like this lemming. It doesn't have a lot of fur or blubber. Could it survive in the cold? It can. It may not have any blubber, but it does know how to dig. Lemmings are masters at digging cozy tunnels under the snow. Some of them even have rest areas and bathrooms.
You saw that? It looks like they were standing on plants too. And the plants probably help them not get as cold when it's on the bottom of their feet. Just like when people build igloos and stuff like that, they probably don't just stand straight on the ice. They probably have something on the floor, so they don't lose heat through the ice.
You actually, when it's like that,
Mhm.
and in igloos, you don't lose heat because you've got your body heat and your breath is contained
That
in the
makes
area,
sense. Yeah,
and that's how they survive in the igloos.
that's neat.
probably have
Interesting.
lots of skins for blankets and stuff, but
I just
to
have
put
lots of
down.
skin. Oh, I mean, oh, okay. Just kidding.
And bathrooms. These tunnels keep them away from the cold outside air. And lemmings aren't the only ones that build shelters in the snow. Arctic foxes, squirrels, and even polar bears curl up in holes or tunnels to stay warm. So, in summary, polar animals have special ways to keep their body's heat in and the cold polar air out. From fur to blubber to digging tunnels or tipping back so their toes don't touch the ice, these animals have no problem surviving in the coldest places on Earth. That's all for this week's question. Thanks, Sahar, for asking it. Now, after this video is done playing, my friends and I here at Mystery Science have created a special activity where you'll design a tiny winter home that can keep you warm on a cold night. You can do this in a group or all by yourself. I hope you'll try it. Now, we're going to be taking a break for a few weeks, but when we come back, I'm going to be answering a question about the coronavirus. You can choose from: do masks really stop the coronavirus? What's the difference between the coronavirus and the flu? Or, why is the coronavirus so contagious? So submit your vote when the video is over. I want to hear from all of you watching. There are mysteries all around us. Have fun and stay curious.
That's interesting. Normally they have like another extension where you can see the top 5 of something. They didn't have it this time. I don't know, but we're not going to build anything today. So that's it for science today. So we'll come back at 2:30 and we will do a final read aloud for the week. Okay, so see you later, friends. Bye.